11 points the margin. One of the greats, the all-time greats of footy. A legend with the Tigers. Collingwood, Sydney. Tommy Hafey looking on this afternoon. And what's a very pleasant day. And to paraphrase Borat, both defences looser than a wizard's sleeve in the first quarter. 16 goals. Started the second term then. Bright sunny day. Bright football. Thumped forward by Adelaide. Still inside the centre square. Richmond work it back. The hand pass from Pollack. Dangerous though. Gets a chance to make amends. Sockers it forward. Taken by Hyde. Swings it around the outer side. Now they can go. Simmons. Johnson coming up for his 11th possession. Couple of bounces down towards the attacking 50. Goes for distance. Dropping back is Chaplin. Richardson arrives. Touches it across the line behind. Opening score. Second term. Margin back to 10 points.
Yeah, balls travelling further today, Tim. I know you're not Malcolm Blight, but what do you reckon?
I think you're right.
God, Johnson's
and you're right about the other bit too.
Johnson's kick just went on and on. Saw Motlop earlier. So Sean Burgoyne.
Mike Williams wasn't happy with his defence in the first quarter either. He went to those players at quarter time, spoke some fairly harsh, strong words to them.
Good shielding there by Cassisi, Tredray and Pollack. Oh, Gray, well done. Haven't seen much of him. Pearce started interchange. Chad Corns and Bowden. So Bowden able to cut it off. Back to Cassisi. And then Cassisi hugging the line. Not a particularly good kick. And Pollack getting back.
Good sign that by the Tigers, though, just to hold them up, the pressure there.
So Rains, Newman. We haven't seen much holding up all day, have we? Because once Port have been able to get clear, they've basically been able to score. Simmons just took a long time. It was a good effort there by Chaplin. And then out wide, Ebert. Oh, King almost got him. Ebert looking inside for Westhoff, but McGuan read it best. And McGuan will come out to Bowden.
McGuan back in the side today. Joel Bowden pushing up from half back. Tuck. Good goal in the opening term, a beauty. Goes down towards half forward. Richardson, that's better. First kick of the afternoon coming up. He kicks inside the forward 50. Revolt, hands to it, couldn't hang on. And getting back, it's gathered by Chad Corns. That's a telling kick across the ground. Ebert meters in the clear. Kane Corns breaking on the outer side. Going down towards half forward. Not much on. Forced to look back towards the middle. Eventually bypasses that alternative. Maybe he should have reconsidered. Pollack in the road. Another uncontested mark. Hyde to Foley. Saw plenty of it in the opening term. That's holding the ball. Advantage is paid. Pearce is away. End-to-end stuff. Open square. Wilter's going back. This one's offline. And it bounces out of bounds in front of Thursfield in the pocket.
And it appears the Richmond defenders have actually changed the way they're playing on the forwards. They're allowing them to actually go up the ground, and they're staying back inside the 50. So consequently, the last two times Port have got hold of the ball going into their forward line, there's been nothing there to kick to.
So Layden Simmons and Pollack forced to retreat, and Tivendale forced to walk it over. First score for Port. So Tigers just touched it on the ground. Newman to Rain. So he's got Tivendale and also Pettifer. Now to Tivendale. Left footer, so on the wrong side. He did very well though. Got rid of Pearce. And then finding some space, Johnson, 12th disposal, good handball inside. Now Hyde can kick a goal. He kicked a long one in the first quarter and he's missed the lot. Gee, that was a good chance for Richmond to really make a statement early in the second term.
The build-up was good though, and the pressure that they're applying to Port Adelaide's been good too in the early part of the second quarter.
Here's Wilson outside the defensive 50. The hard running taking its toll. I think Hyde had gone so far on the run that time. He started across half back and a wave of Tigers pushed up the ground. He was pretty tired when he took that shot. Keeping the ball in front is Pollack. Works it towards the line. Interesting stat on Pollack. This afternoon he's taken a couple of marks. His total for the season 123. For the last 2 years for Fremantle he took 124. So that's telling. Valuable pickup certainly. High draft pick showing us why this season. Chaplin. Chad Corns to half forward. And this is Lay, a real pro in the AFL. Best and fairest last season. Surgeon. Whoops. Still going, Surgeon. Another whoops. Now Chad Corn 60 metres out. Long kick, good looking kick. I think that might be a goal. They touched right on the line.
Gee, they've got some players in their team, Port Adelaide, that kick the ball with penetration.
I think Bruce is right. This footy is taking off today.
Pettifer. So just stopped a couple of times, not certain where to go. And he had a couple of choices there. Rains, well done, got rid of Westhoff pretty easily. To Simmons, to Hyde, then Hyde through the centre. Good choice out wide to Bowden. Now Bowden a chance, doesn't really get onto it though. And now for the second time, the Tigers have had a real opportunity. Firstly Hyde and then Bowden, and they've both fluffed it.
That's a fascinating battle between Bowden and Chad Corns. They've both had shots at goal in the last couple of minutes of football, playing wide of each other as midfielders.
Kane Corns to Peter Burgoyne. You want to go now. He could feel Revolt coming at him.
Carlisle did very well with the Shepherd, a timely one. Pearce was up. Thurston's running out of space and time. Pearce, hard customer to get, slips away, goes down towards half forward. McGuan favoured by the kick. It fell in short. One of the few today. I think the footy's filled with helium. He comes across the ground. Newman takes the mark inside the centre square, pops it on. Thursfield pushes beyond the wing, looks inside the forward 50, sends it very high. Schultz attracts a crowd, could have been held. No free. Jackson, haven't seen much of him so far. Started on the bench. Pettifer back over the shoulder. Jackson 70 metres out from goal now. Johnson getting plenty of it. A centering kick. Big pack at the drop. Launching himself was Schultz. Down in front, the hand pass came forward from Cassisi. Kane Corns gave it to this man, Peter Burgoyne. Runs to midfield. Westhoff hasn't seen a lot of it. He's 70 metres from goal. Nobody back. They come from behind him, and Burgoyne had to sprint 80 metres to take that mark, and he's got it 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. So the lead came from behind the kicker. You don't often see that. Like Montana to Rice. Sean Burgoyne, quality player, and the way they've been going today, you would expect him to kick this. Gee, I'm surprised. For once I'm right.
That was brilliantly worked then from half-back. They ran off half-back. They had one target. The one target here from Peter Burgoyne was Westhoff. He was the only player inside their half. That hit its target, and then his brother Sean just ran from behind into that space that was still created. Richmond had pushed their numbers up on the play, and that's almost a goal against the run of play.
So the Richmond hierarchy, Terry Wallace, Sean Burgoyne goals in 14 of the 16 matches this year. He scored 39 goals back in 03. And Port stretched the lead out a bit. Heard Ricky say that Terry Wallace warned the Tigers about what happened last week after the bright start against Hawthorn. And both Bowden and Hyde's misses could be important. Mark Williams, his wife Pauline, not far away from delivering their 5th child. So plenty happening in the Williams household. Chad Corns got it.
Too high.
High tackle first. Your kick, Chad. Play on.
So Chad Corns to his brother Kane. And then Kane to the pocket. Gee, Motlop looked like he was held on to. Westhoff and McGuan. McGuan's done well in the one-on-ones against Westhoff.
Cool.
Westhoff looks a bit disorientated. Motlop's unhappy.
Easy. It's high tackle for Freddie and Richmond. It's your kick, mate. Stop it now, Daniel. Free kick here for high contact.
Looks like Rains has gone back to Motlop. You're right though, Bruce. I thought that was a free kick again as they approached the ball to Motlop.
I guess Motlop said if the umpire won't give me one, I'll give the Tiger one. But free kick coming, a Newman run down by Gray to Wilson. He's good in heavy traffic though. Kane Corns was onto him, and it looks like it will be a ball up inside Port Adelaide's 50.
The scoring's slowed, which is going to help Richmond. That's They had to do that at quarter time. They had to make the adjustments at quarter time so they could slow the scoring. They're putting good pressure now on Port Adelaide in general play.
That's a full brother to a free kick. Simmons hooks it back towards the middle. Punch from behind by Corns. Got it back from Pearce. The kick, though, out towards King, who tried to volley it initially. Went to ground, did pretty well in a tight situation. Virtually handed it to McGuan, who goes close to the boundary. And it bounces away from Tivendale out there, so a throw in. Nathan Brown sitting down in the foreground revolt. Patterson splitting the pair, and they're joined by Hyde. After the boundary throw in, emerging with it Cassisi. Treadray hasn't seen a lot of it, kicks inside the forward 50. Motlop, well, I think he was prepared to concede front position that time, but it wasn't Rains that he connected, it was King. I think at the moment he'll take anyone he can. That was a good spoil, but just sliding across the shoulder. Motlop 3 goals in the opening term. Free kick to Bowden on the outer side. Ebert 3 goals in the opening term.
Bowden now winning that battle. He's had 13 touches to Chad Corns' 12.
Tuck, terrible kick, straight to Thurstons.
Who gives it to Sean Burgoyne, who comes wide to Westhoff. Now Kane Corns, that's a good mark. Very good mark.
He's only trying to jump over you as you were falling. You popped your head up the wrong time.
There you go.
Yeah, your fault.
Hardly compassion.
Short to Loney. Now Loney, Roden's just come off the interchange and he's going to use him. And Roden from about 70 metres out, left foot, right to the goal square. Motlop getting set. King belts the ball away. Well done by Foley to Bowden. Bowden's handball not quite so good. Pettifer though okay. Richmond need a goal. They've had enough of the footy for a goal in this quarter. Foley centering kick looks pretty good. Jackson inside the 50. Richo's running very, very hard. He's got Howard out wide.
Oh.
And now, I'm not sure what's going to happen, except that's a very poor decision. Execution wrong, decision wrong. Peter Burgoyne back to Thurstons.
Fourth of 2 options. Thurstons, Corns, Kane. Thurstons, looking very athletic, storms up the middle of the MCG and finds Ebert.
Gee, that was poor play back and half back for Jackson. He should have taken the option out wide to Howard. He was free. He was probably another 20 metres closer to goal. He had the option out to his right there. Howard was all on his own there. He tried to kick the ball back inside, and this is the rebound.
In action, Jackson.
And Thursfield might be looking down the field thinking, what happened?
Poor old Wilt ends up on the wrong end of it, and Ebert kicks it over his head and gets his 4th goal.
And that's what happens as a defender. The last thing you want is free ball just coming through the midfield like this. Here's Kane Corns, just a measured handball to the big fella there, and he's got plenty of time to sum up what he wants to do. In the end, he's got a 3-on-3 that he's facing in the forward line, plenty of space to operate in, and Thursfield just wasn't able to stop that. That message now coming from Williams would be about his work rate when the ball hits the ground.
Just saw Daniel Motlop with the headphones on. Down to you, Ricky.
Yeah, Bruce, he was just dragged off the ground for giving away those 2 undisciplined free kicks. It's been a long time on the phone to Mark Williams and copped an absolute earful.
Let's see how he responds when he gets back out there. So to kick 3 goals in the opening quarter. Newman got it to Jackson, to Tuck, run down by Cassisi, but held up. Edwards' handball to Patterson, run down. Exciting stuff. And then Brogan had to get down low, and Pettigrew was able to pickpocket him really, and then come away with a bounce and a second. Port have been able to do that a lot from defence today, running bounces out of their back half. Loney's kick was a good one, and then Treadray, who's normally pretty effective on the left side, goes to full forward. Gray front spot, well done. Bowden belts it away, sitting and waiting for Polak to Tuck. The handball was good, releases Tivendale.
Tivendale goes down towards half forward, needs to be precise, not good enough, and the mark is taken in front with courage by Surgeon.
Against you, you pushed him forward.
Free kick to the Tigers. Martiella spotting something there as those 2 players approach the ball behind Surgeon. Schultz has got the free. The South Australian drives it down towards full forward. Thurston's in best position, got a hand to it. There's a whistle, a goal's been kicked. It's going to be a Port free. And the crowd, not a big crowd today, won't be happy.
You pushed him into the pack.
Gee, that's an interesting decision from that umpire. That umpire was way up the field at centre half back. The other umpire, the officiating umpire, was right on the spot. He called play on.
Burgoyne, Peter to Carlisle. Chaplin, a lead inclusion for Thompson. Reaching over the top, Treadray. Pollack could have almost got a free there. Treadray came down perhaps on his back. Ebert, who's been superb, goes down towards half forward, laid in front. Coming through strongly was Thursfield. Boak, clever hand pass, and again Pearce. Treadray towards full forward, and lunging like Schwarzer. The ball is punched across the line by King. Behind. 72-48.
Jackson now has a job of actually tagging Peter Burgoyne. He's playing as a forward, tagging Burgoyne.
Well, how Kane Pettiford could argue with that and call it body work remains to be seen.
Rains to King. Here is the man in question. A couple of first quarter goals. Made it difficult for Brown. Gee, he may have been pushed in the back too. Chaplin. And makes it difficult for Kane Corns. Kept his eye on it and did very well, actually, under the pump to Loney. Got a feeling I know what you were doing last night, Dennis. Now Pearce.
Wish I hadn't.
Inside the centre square still, and then decides to load up and go for goal. Treadray back, takes a good mark.
Oh.
That was a great kick then by Pearce. He spotted that Treadray was running unmarked towards the goal. Their real problem at the moment, though, the Tigers, is they're breaking down across half forward.
So Treadray plays on and kicks his first goal for the day. Port getting away now.
Port Adelaide are just rebounding too hard off the half-back line. They're not able to hit their targets, the Tigers. They've been really sloppy, not just with their decision-making, but with their disposal as well when they've gone into their forward line. Port have got the numbers back there, and then they're running hard and just overlapping and then kicking over the wall of players that Richmond have across half-back. So their area of concentration has to be hitting their targets, just lowering their eyes and executing better than what they are at the moment, Richmond.
The most decorated Port Power player, Warren Treadray, 3 times best and fairest. 7 players have won the other 7, including Brendan Adelaide last season. Back in the middle, Brogan changed hands in mid-air. Turned out it was disastrous anyway. Corns, Patterson won it down. Ball comes across to Loney. Hand passes to Burgoyne. All one-way traffic. Danger signs now for the Tigers. Treadray's in front. Pollack got a hand to it. Waiting behind was McGuan, who tried to force a passage but didn't have clear purchase of the football. That was being disputed.
Gee, I thought that was a free kick against
by
Westhoff
Gray.
then. He pushed into the back, yeah.
That seems to be in vogue this afternoon. Sort of get a wall of players in front of you and push somebody into that pack and hope the umpire doesn't see it. Wilson knows no other way. That was wonderful courage going back, lays it off. Now a chance for Surgeon right on the 50. Downwards full forward, in from the side. Big leap down there by Westhoff. Over the ball is Patterson. Well, they kept their head and did it well. Thursfield got a hand pass through there. In trouble, Rains sold a teammate into desperate strife. Pollack eventually comes away with the football. Foley was the one who was felled. He got the ball. It was like a cold potato. Arriving quickly, Pearce. No room to manoeuvre, but played it pretty well. This is Thurston's.
Geez, confident Thurston's, isn't he? Took a couple on and then goes to the hot spot. Pollack takes a good mark. Dennis has given us his stats over the last couple of years with Freo. He's been one of the pickups of the year. Tuck to Bowden. Bowden to sweep to Hyde. Hyde goes inboard to Patterson. He'll probably go back. He does to Hyde. Now Hyde laterally to Tivendale, who's on his wrong side, so he's got to try and take Surgeon on, and he does. And now balance up and goes to the pocket. Shaw's good grab. It's going to be interesting to see where Schultz is in a couple of years' time. Does he go on and be a very good forward? He's still inexperienced, but he just shows flashes of brilliance, doesn't he?
He does, and then on that occasion, Tivendale was actually able to carry the ball much deeper and then release it, and they were able to kick over that band of Port Adelaide players across half-back too, as opposed to trying to spot up a kick to about half-forward.
13-12 from set shots. He kicked 9 goals in the first 4 weeks, which was a good start, and he's hit the post, and it's rocking. So the Tigers, that's the tale of this second term for them. They've had chances, almost as many as Port, and yet they haven't been able to get a goal.
Short one comes into Pettigrew. Saw Richo lead to the opposite pocket there when that ball went to Schultz. He wasn't impressed, it didn't come to him. Pettigrew goes to Thurston's. Thurston's playing brilliantly, gets a hand pass away, although having said that, he sold a teammate Corns into trouble. Still time to make amends. Brogan with strength to Peter Burgoyne. Now Surgeon's away. Margin 29 points. It could be bigger in a moment. Loney heading down towards half forward, kicks with the outside of the boot, but Boat got a very awkward half volley. Trying to force a passage there was Hyde. Surgeon certainly in amongst the action at the present time to Loney. A centering kick. Westhoff surrounded. Big leap at the back there from Thursfield. And that crumb is hard to come by.
He'll mark one soon, Westhoff.
And we'll have a bounce about 15 metres out.
He's put his hands on the ball on 4 occasions. He looked like he's been in the best position to mark. They haven't been able to stick. What they're doing, though, Port Adelaide, they're getting great penetration with their kicks, just bombarding 20 metres out from the top of that goal square. 36 times inside 50 to 23.
Laid. Corns, Polak, Treadray wraps him up. Ball still to be won. Gray gets his hands on it. Johnson over the top of him. Just see the numbers around the ball. Half the number of footballers in this little area, if not more. So Port sitting on a 5-goal lead. Westhoff, it's a clever idea, and then Hyde gets hold of it, and he can't go anywhere at all.
.25 players inside Port Adelaide's 50 at the moment.
Just looking at Westhoff, there is something special about him, isn't there? He's very creative. Laid knocks it down. Hyde stumbles. Rain's in trouble. Hit it very hard to Patterson, who controlled it pretty well in the circumstances. King back to Rains, who hand passes it towards the 50. Setting Newman a task around the boundary. Motlop in close attendance. Eventually Newman and Motlop fell over, so this man ample time. Carlisle, the hand pass along the boundary. Now that was very interesting. A man anxious to shepherd. Was that Motlop coming up to shepherd? Obviously his time on the bench did help. Watch this again. No, in fact it was Motlop after the football. And who was that cruising past? It might have been Wilson.
Wilson.
He likes to shepherd. He's like one of those Exocet missiles. He likes body contact, the heat of it. Tivendale comes away, goes short to the wing, and the milestone man, Richo, comes across the ground. Hyde, he's tried hard. 78 plays 49, counting down to half-time. Hyde to the pocket, needs to be precise. Oh, good attempt by Brown, not quite. Surgeon, a big second term. Thurston's ditto. Kane Corns. Surgeon once more will run it up.
Getting plenty of it and being creative as well. Pearce, he won the Rising Star last year from Rains in second spot. So he just waltzes through and then kicks in the end to space. King did well. He and Howard, the two off the rookie list, have played much of the season for the Tigers.
It's become untidy, hasn't it?
It has, and then Bowden's wobbly one to Tuck. Now something could happen here. Richardson's in a good spot. Tuck decides to go to full forward. They've got a chance here. Shaw's, oh, well done, Thurston's.
Hasn't he played well this quarter?
Probably hasn't played this well since the grand final in 2004.
Rebounding again.
He's been terrific. He's actually had a very good year, Thurston's. Now Boat got it from Surgeon to Treadray.
Look, Cassisi running hard.
And Treadray's kick makes Cassisi run even harder, but he's okay. And then the handball to Burgoyne. Now this will be something. Strolling in and kicks his second for the term. Great team goal.
It all started deep in defence again, though. Thurston's just taking that grab, that contested mark, and then the players just moving into position, into attacking positions. See Chad Corns a little unhappy there. I really felt for Kane Corns here because Corns is actually playing on Burgoyne, but Cassisi was running free. He had to go to Cassisi, then the ball goes over the top of his head to his direct opponent who scores a goal. They've really come apart, though, the Tigers.
Ricky Olorenshaw down on the boundary.
I think one of the biggest problems Richmond are facing is they're allowing Port to have a spare man in the back line, and Richmond are playing an extra midfielder. Every time the ball comes in, Port have an extra defender, and that's where they start their attacking plays. I think that man needs to be manned up.
The release of that hand pass from Cassisi was just superb. Just timed it so Burgoyne didn't lose any momentum at all. He was through and kicked a wonderful goal. Here's Simmons inside the forward 50. Can the Tigers respond? Well, Schultz playing poker with the umpire. Unfortunately, the umpire having none of it. He wasn't bluffed, and we'll have a bounce. It was a half volley. See if the umpire was right. I'll back the umpire. Yes, he was spot on. So a bounce in the pocket, a minute out from the major break. And I suppose the disappointment of the first half has been the fact we haven't seen Matthew Richardson kick a goal. Everybody wanting to celebrate, but at the moment, hard work on that forward line for the Tigers. Getting through Cassisi will almost drag down into the path of Burgoyne. Just get the feeling if Port keep this energy going, it's going to be very tough for the Tigers in the second half. Treadray initially had the run of it. Pollack did well, got back quickly. So the last 30 seconds, King's got the football for the Tigers.
Centres it to his captain. Had a pretty good first half, Kane Johnson. Short. Late goal here to be handy. Edwards from tuck. Edwards takes them on. Now Howard, a left footer, goes from 55 metres. Won't be a goal. Revolt front spot. And Loney able to wrap him up and build it over the line. So Richmond without a goal in the second term after 7 in the first.
And they haven't been able to get too much out of their tall forwards. Schultz, Revolt and Richardson all been quiet in the first half.
So late goal here maybe. Simmons and Lade. Tuck over the back. Back to Roden, held on to. He'll have a free kick.
David Roden. Ball come out, Schultzy. The ball come out, he took it into the ground.
So coming back to Roden. Port with a 5-goal lead here. And it's been a big second term for them. So after the big first quarter for both teams, Port keeping Richmond to 3 points in the second. So at half-time, Richo without that goal in his 250th. It's Port Adelaide over Richmond by 84 to 49.